Hello, welcome back to our channel. Hello, welcome back. How are you? Today we're going to talk about depression and how I overcame depression. Now, if you haven't had depression, that's totally cool. Everybody in life goes through challenges. So if you just want some good vibes and some strengthening tips on how to overcome a challenge, definitely stick around. If you have experienced depression, then I hope this video gives you hope to feel like you have the strength within you to overcome it and to beat this awful thing, this awful illness. So stick around. If you're new here, I'm Loz. I talk about mental health and dogs and life, and I'm just here to offer support and good vibes and love. So if you're in need of some of that, then definitely click subscribe and maybe click the bell notification so you don't miss any of my content. But as I said, today I want to talk about depression. Now, if you are new here, my backstory is that I have borderline personality disorder, anxiety, and I've recently beat the black dog, beat depression, which I had for 8 years. So I'm 23 years old. So I've had it for most of my memorable life. I don't remember hardly anything from my childhood. So a lot of my life has been centered around these mental illnesses, and I honestly didn't ever think that that would change. I never thought that I would get to a place where I could be free of it and healthy. I always wanted it, I always hoped for it, but I don't think I ever truly believed that I would overcome it. And here I am sitting in front of you telling you that it's possible. So yeah, I'm in a little bit of a state of disbelief myself when I kind of go back into that mindset of who I used to be. I can feel that disbelief. And when I'm in the mindset of who I am now, I'm like, yeah, like that's right. I did overcome it and it's fucking awesome. Excuse my French, but I feel like it was necessary to accentuate how great it feels. And I really just hope for everybody that they can get to that place. And like, I'm not making this video to boast about it. Like, I don't want to shove in anyone's face as like, haha, you've still got depression and I don't. Like, that's not what I'm doing. Like, ooh, what I'm doing is trying to embody that hope for you, and hold it for you until you're ready to engage with it. Because I know when I was depressed, like as I said, I honestly did not believe I would ever be free of it. The way I thought I would be free of it was to die. I thought that was the only way I was going to be rid of my depression. I thought I would have to die. And I wasn't afraid of death. Death was exciting for me because it meant peace. That's how awful it feels. I get it. I know it. So please don't think that I'm full of shit. Please don't think that I have no idea what I'm talking about, because I've been exactly where you are, and I need you to listen because I need you to feel that hope. I need you to believe, or at least have a semblance of hope that yes, there is a possibility you can overcome this. So beating depression for me was, in a way, a really long journey because I had it for 8 years. But in a way, it was also a really quick fix, because what ultimately kicked it was medication. And medication's hard to talk about because I am so lucky in that the first one I tried worked for me. I did have to increase my dosage, but I didn't have to try multiple different kinds of medication. So I'm on 75 milligrams of venlafaxine. But yeah, that's what fixed me. Ultimately, that's how I truly overcame it. But I was very resistant to medication, and I understand if you are too. because there's so much stigma around medication, and it's very hard to accept that you're going to be reliant on drugs for probably the rest of your life to allow you to be happy. But if you think about it, like with someone with diabetes, like there's no judgment of someone who needs to take insulin. Like they have diabetes, they have an illness of the body, and yet it sucks that they have to rely on taking insulin all the time for their health and to survive. So we can relate in the same sense, like we need to take medication to survive mentally. But if you're feeling that stigma surrounding, oh, like you have to take medication for your mental health, like you're crazy, like those people can go bugger off somewhere else, because they're bigots and they're not taking the time to understand a very important issue in society at the moment, and they're not taking the time to show empathy towards you. And if they don't have time for you, you don't have time for them. Simple as that. When you're in a state of mind where you're so depressed and potentially suicidal, the only person you should be making time for is yourself. Anyone who's a negative influence in your life, I know it sounds harsh, cut them out. Cut them out. Right? I've done that to people myself. Yes, it's harsh. Yes, it's awkward. But this is your life we're talking about. This is your life. There's just no other. Cut them out. You know, people will do it to you. That's nature. People will do it to you for less reasons than saving their own life. So if there's ever a justification for deciding not to be friends with someone, or not to be in a relationship with someone, or not to be a colleague with someone, like if you quit your job, or if you're getting sexually harassed at work, you know, report them to HR, do something about it, because not only will it change your environment, but it will feel incredible to you because you actually did something to stand up for yourself. Like, it's an incredible feeling when you're depressed to realize that you've backed yourself for a second, that you actually did something to improve your life, because it's such a rare moment. And you kind of get addicted to it. You feel like if you could do it that one time, maybe you can do it again. And it's hard to keep on doing it. But if you do it at least once, then you'll probably do it at least twice. And those 2 times could be very valuable to your life. So always pay attention to yourself. Always prioritize yourself. When you're in this frame of mind, you need to prioritize self-love. And I know that's incredibly hard. It depends on the state of your depression as well. I know my depression, yes, I hated myself, but there was a part of me that still loved myself. And the part of me that loved myself was the part of me that was willing to fight. But the 2 main things I want to talk about, and I am actually going to do another, like a secondary video to this to even talk about it more, but animal companionship is insanely good for mental health. Like, it's so undercredited, I can't fathom it, I can't believe it, because it helped me so much that everybody should have access to this. Everyone should know the benefits of animal companionship with mental health. My dog saved my life multiple times. And I just wish it was common knowledge. I wish it was almost like a part of treatment, ideas, like that psychologists and therapists would offer this as a method of treatment, because that's how good it is. And it's backed up in studies as well. So I am going to film another video of that today, because it needs to be out there. And it's so beneficial, not just for you, but for animals as well, because I am all for animal welfare. I advocate it hugely. And if we can talk more about the benefits of mental health and animal companionship, maybe there'll be more adoptions from shelters. So there's that. Another thing is having an innate sense of hope. And I know it sounds like, okay, whatever, but it's a very important element of staying alive and working towards health. So So there was always a part of me that had this dream that, you know, one day I'd be happy and I'd be in a healthy relationship and I'd have my own home and I'd be driven and passionate and following a career that I believed in and that I loved. And that was that part of me that I couldn't let go. That was that part of me that was the innate hope. There was always a part of me that was like, maybe, just maybe one day I'll get there. You never know. But the bigger part of me thought, it's never going to happen. And this is just who I am. And I had a plan. So I came up with a plan. I came up with a way to manage my two internal conflicts and to compromise on them. It wasn't good, so a little bit of pre-warning there. Don't think this is like a plan for you. This is just so you can have some insight into where my brain was at. My plan was that I would get a cat. So, you're like, okay, but listen. So, I fostered kittens about 2 years ago. They were 10 days old, and I decided to adopt one of them. And cats usually live for about 20 years. At this point, I was 21. So my plan was to live out my cat's lifetime. And if in that time I was still unhappy and still had not achieved my dreams, I would be 41 by this stage. Then when my cat died, so would I. That was my plan. So I thought I'd give myself a reasonable amount of time to figure this shit out. But if it didn't, then, you know, I tried and it was time. And even that amount of time seemed so long, like it seemed like too much. And there were plenty of times where I was like, fuck the plan. Fuck it. I'm done. And that's where my beautiful Naga came into play and she saved me. But that plan, and in conjunction with my animal companionship, got me far enough in life where I got to the point where I found the solution, and now I am living out my dreams. I'm living out the life I want, and I'm the person that I always dreamed I could be. And it's such an incredible feeling. It's like, I kind of want to cry because I just can't believe I did it. I did it. And unfortunately, you're probably thinking, where's your cat? Fergus ran away. Fergus was his name, and he disappeared on March 27th, 2018. So we're coming up to a year now. I'm actually going to insert a picture of him. I, as I said, have that innate sense of hope, and I've seen stories of people that have found their cats like 2 years later. So if you're in Melbourne, I used to live on Mornington Peninsula. If you, by any chance, have seen him, there he is. Please get in contact with me. I don't know if he's alive. Anyway, we won't get into it because I'll probably end up crying. But yeah, he disappeared. So that's why he's not around anymore. But he was my lifeline, my little baby. But yeah, in a way, losing Fergus, as much as I hate saying it, I have to be honest with myself, losing Fergus was an important part of my life, because in a positive way, because I really struggled with his disappearance. I felt like I'd failed him. I'd raised him since he was 10 days old. So I really felt like, I'm not crying, I've got indigestion, I just ate onion, sorry. Pardon me. I really felt like I'd failed him, and I had a couple of breakdowns over him. I really missed him. My animals are my family to me. Some people don't understand that, that's fine. But to me, it was equal to losing a family member. And I guess it kind of pushed me well over the edge. And I had my, I guess, defining moment maybe like a month, 2 months after Fergus went missing. And that was when I really lost the plot and went to my psychologist and was like, if I don't do something now to fix this, that's it. I'm done. So, yeah, he saved my life as well. So, animals, like, you've got to love them. They're fantastic. So, I guess I've kind of gone on a couple of tangents in this video, and I don't want to lose the message. So, I know for myself, I use YouTube as a massive resource. It's the second largest search engine in the world. I use it for entertainment value, education value, connection, just so many different things. And I have watched so many people's stories, so many on YouTube, and every single one has helped me. And it's just, I guess, comforting to know that you're not alone, and what you're going through isn't, I don't want to say different, because everyone goes through a different experience, but there are other people out there who understand you, I guess. Because sometimes you don't have those people within your immediate social realm, and you need to reach out, you need to outsource. And there are so many stories on YouTube. And I guess I want to be one of those people that hopefully if someone watches one day and they feel understood. So, yeah, that's why I'm posting these. You can take whatever message you like from my videos. It might not be the message I'm trying to get across, as long as it's a positive one. I never want to negatively influence someone. If you feel negatively influenced by my videos in any way, please let me know. And allow me the opportunity to reform that and to help you through it. The last thing I want to do is, cause a negative impact on someone. So I really hope that this helps somebody. I'm kind of losing track. I'm talking too much. I need to stop. But yeah, thanks so much for spending time with me today. And please, if you can, click subscribe or click like, and enjoy the rest of your day or night or evening, wherever you are. Bye.